It's the Carter Man, host of Coffee with the Carter Man, the number one political activist podcast in America today. And I want to touch on something very briefly with you in this Carter Man Minute. And that is today's confirmation votes from committee for Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. Both well-deserved. The Kennedy, which was done in public, we know was strictly on party lines, okay? And including a vote against him by White House, a 50-year friend. Were I Kennedy, that would be a 50-year former friend, because that's appalling behavior. It's appalling behavior. He knows Robert Kennedy. He knows he's not a kook. He knows he's a man who does his homework. And yet he pulled that stunt just to kowtow to his radical left-wing party. Tulsi's, we don't know exactly what the vote was, but we can be sure it was party line. And I want to make something clear, that those who have been in politics for a long time, I spent 50 years, very high level of politics in Washington. And those who have spent some time working around politicians, in my experience included being the director of communications for the Senate majority at one point. And there's one thing you learn about politicians, and that they do nothing out of conscience, with rare exceptions. I mean, you have a John Kennedy type, a Josh Hawley type, but most of them, follow the money, or they're looking at the next election, which is all they care about, rather than what their conscience tells them is right and wrong. I mean, look at Elizabeth Warren, $852,000 from Big Pharma. Surprised she voted against Robert Kennedy? How about Bernie Sanders, who tells us, I don't care about money, I don't care, accepted $1.2 million from Big Pharma. Tried to tell us, no, they were small contributions from people who worked at... Stop lying. Just don't lie about it. Just admit it. But you had three votes that are kind of revealing. Cassidy, the Republican, voted for Kennedy, but don't think he did it out of a sense of finally admitting Kennedy's a good man and deserved his vote because he's going to fight for what's right across the board, not sell out to Big Pharma or Big Foods. No, Cassidy's up for re-election next year. That's it. That was the whole consideration. And he couldn't win in Louisiana if he keeps voting against the Republicans. You have Collins. Collins, 80 years old or whatever, decided in her dotage, she wanted to do what was right. No, she's up for re-election next year. And then you had Young, who could have gone either way. He got a call from Musk and voted right. And you can say, well, he just got elected. Yeah, but he's been there long enough to know he wants to be a career politician. And to do that, he needs to keep getting reelected. And he knew that Musk had made it pretty clear to him, I have a lot of money to spend. I'm going to make sure you do not spend your career as a politician if you vote wrong on this. So, we just need to face the facts. And the facts are not good when it comes to politicians. Politicians, Mark Twain once wrote that the politicians are only, in America, are only truly criminal class. Well, we're seeing it again every day, aren't we? And that's why we have to constantly keep the pressure on these people. Everett Dirksen said, when I feel the heat, I see the light. That's the lesson we have to learn about these people. So let's do this thing.